Ciao everyone, I'm Rossella and welcome back to Cooking with Nonna. I have a very special guest today, Nonna Angelina. Say hello to everybody.
Hello everybody, I'm Angelina. I come from Sicily, Carini, and I love to cook. And today we're gonna show a stuffed artichoke.
Yeah, a very special stuffed artichokes recipe because stuffed artichokes is probably the most popular recipe on cookingwithnonna.com. Gets hundreds of thousands of views, and it's been a really requested video, and who better to make it with than a Nonna all the way from Sicily herself, right? You make a good stuffed artichoke.
Right?
Right?
That's what I think.
The rumors are true. Nobody's lying.
Yeah, nobody's lying.
Okay, so stuffed artichokes. This is an artichoke. I don't know that a lot of people are familiar with artichokes unless they're already stuffed and they're already cooked and at a restaurant. But we're going to show you how easy it actually is to make your own stuffed artichoke, because it's easy, right?
It is easy, yeah. Just you got to prepare all the stuffing before, cleaning the artichoke, put them in water with a little bit of lemon juice, like this so they don't get black.
Okay. So first we're going to take a look at how you clean an artichoke properly, because if you're somebody that doesn't cook too often, you're probably like, how the heck do I clean this thing? It's a little bewildering. But Nonna's going to show you the perfect way to clean an artichoke, especially for stuffing.
Special for stuff.
So she's just taking out...
First you take it out, all the little leaves and up to the heart, where it's nice and tender. You take all the leaves all around.
So you want to do this by hand. I wouldn't do this with a knife because see these bright green parts? You still want that there. You don't want to cut that off.
Right. I put a finger here and I, see?
So Nonna's a pro at this, but if you need some kind of guide, sometimes to make a little guard for myself, I keep my thumb there and I try and tear the leaf right from. Ooh, this one's hard. Okay, this one's a little tough.
Yeah.
Let me try one that doesn't make me look silly. Okay, wait. Nonna's got the strength of Hercules because this is not. This is not. I think. All right, I think you better do it.
Yeah. Look. See?
Okay, like that. Wait, hold on. All right, I can't. God, it's still not coming on. All right, now, yeah. Okay, so Nonna's almost done getting all those other leaves off that we don't want. But people, especially for stuffed artichokes, people do leave the last couple leaves on the outside, because if you've had a stuffed artichoke at a restaurant that you really love, that's the best part, is that there are a couple extra leaves with that filling on top.
Okay.
And now we got to cut it.
Now we're going to cut it. I need a knife.
Okay.
Cut it first this.
So we're going to cut the stem off.
And then you cut it like that.
So we're going to cut about an inch. We're going to leave about an inch of the artichoke and cut the rest of it off. And just rotate it as you cut so you can kind of saw through all that artichoke. There we go.
If you can cut this, just to take the purple out, it's a little hard.
Yeah, so the purple's a little tough on the teeth, so you want to remove as much of that as possible. You can get your knife in there and kind of carve it out a little bit. You have very strong hands, Nonna.
Yeah.
So now we want to open up the artichoke as best as possible. So what Nonna's doing is she's grabbing it and she's kind of wiggling it so it can spread apart. Because all up in here, all in these little grooves, that's where all our filling is going to rest. So you want to make sure it's as open as possible, as loose as possible, so it could get all the filling inside.
And then you soak them in the water with the lemon juice.
So then we have a bowl of artichokes that have already been cleaned, and we want to soak them in lemon and water so they don't turn brown, so they don't oxidize. So we're going to keep these hanging out here. And we're going to start to prepare our filling for our artichokes. So I'm just going to get rid of this. And an artichoke filling for stuffed artichokes is pretty simple. People have a little bit of a different variation. Of course, Nonna Angelina has her own style filling that you've been making for years.
Yes.
It starts, of course, with breadcrumbs, then some garlic and parsley, some pecorino cheese and parmigiano cheese, and then her little special twist is the almonds, is some toasted almonds. And you also toast the breadcrumbs, right?
Yes, yes.
To give them a little bit of flavor?
Yes, it gets more crispy. Otherwise the breadcrumb will get, mushy.
Soggy, right?
Right.
So we don't want any soggy breadcrumbs in our stuffed artichoke. So Nonna Angelina is going to start toasting her breadcrumbs. So you just come right over here. I'm going to turn this on for you. Okay, yeah.
I'm going to put it back.
I'm going to give you some. We started with some breadcrumbs, some plain breadcrumbs, right? You don't use any Italian style, any seasoned breadcrumbs.
Nothing.
And extra virgin olive oil, and that's it. And you just want to toast these for how long?
Till it gets gold.
Okay.
But I gotta stay here because I gotta mix it.
Whenever you're toasting breadcrumbs and you have olive oil going, you have to make sure to be very attentive because that goes from toasted to burnt in about 2 seconds. And you have to catch it right before it starts to burn. So it's very important to stay there, but it'll just start turning a nice, beautiful golden brown color, and that will be your indication. Once you start to smell a toastiness, take it off the fire right away, get it on a cold surface, because as soon as you start to smell anything, it's starting to burn. So very, very important to stay right on top of your breadcrumbs.
Right on top of the breadcrumb. I gotta stay here till it's nice and gold.
Okay, so our breadcrumbs are all toasted, and like I said, just be very, very careful. As soon as they're ready, don't leave them in a hot pan because they'll continue cooking and they'll start to burn. You want to get those into a nice cold plate or a bowl as soon as possible. These look amazing. They're nice and golden brown and perfectly toasted.
Okay, now
Okay.
we mix garlic.
We're going to mix our chopped garlic. Okay, if I don't get
Cheese.
all the garlic out of the bowl, I'm just going to be upset. Got our pecorino,
And the parsley.
parsley. And of course, for exact measurements and the full recipe, just head over to cookingwithnonna.com. We'll have a link in the box below.
Bit of salt.
A little salt. All right, tell me how much.
Okay, that's it. A pepper.
Okay. I'm going to come right there. Put some fresh black pepper.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, don't put it, I think this is half.
Half of the almonds?
Yeah.
Okay. You're the boss, Nonna.
I think you the boss.
No, I'm not the boss. Believe me.
Yeah. Okay,
Show's
put a
called
little
Cooking
more.
with Nonna. It's not about me. It's about you.
It's about me. That's it.
Okay, that's enough.
That's enough.
So really simple flavors, simple clean flavors in a stuffed artichoke. You don't want to overpower the artichoke with too much going on. So you want to keep it really simple: garlic, cheese, parsley.
I'm gonna put a little bit of oil.
So when you start to add oil, you really want to just start to get a feel for it yourself by looking at it. We do have a measurement for it, of course, but you want to start getting a sense of how it looks. You know, the way Nonna would. She just puts some oil in it and just looks at it,
That's it.
right? And how do you know when it's right?
I know. I know.
You just know.
I just don't know. Okay.
Okay.
This is ready.
So
Now-
our filling is all ready for our stuffed artichokes. We're just going to put this aside. And now we're going to get our pot. So we have a beautiful clay pot here. And these come from Puglia. And I just like them because they can go on the stove as well as in the oven. And they conduct heat very well. So especially for this recipe where we have to cook it a little bit on the stove and a little bit in the oven, we finish them. It's ideal for something like this. So we're gonna start to.
Well, we're going to start it first. I'm going to put a little bit of water in the bottom.
So we're gonna add about an inch and a half of water in the bottom of our clay pot, and we're gonna add some olive oil, of course.
This, I don't, you want me to measure? I'm not measure.
No. I do it the way you do it.
Right. That's it.
I measured it already for everybody.
Now we put a salt and pepper in it too.
Okay.
Another pinch.
So we're gonna make like a little bit of a broth for the artichokes to cook in.
Right.
And some pepper.
That's it.
Okay.
Now we get the artichoke. And I'm gonna get the paper towel. Put this way. Put this. Get it one by one.
And we're gonna dry them off a little bit. You don't want them super wet
No.
when you put them in the pan.
And then it go like this.
So once they've been in the water, they're actually a little bit softer, and you can kind of manipulate them a little bit better. You can start to open them up a little bit more.
You get it, the Parmigiano.
And we have some Parmesan pieces like this, and we're
And
gonna
you put
start
it in the middle.
to stick them right inside.
Then I'll just do like this. Put 2 pieces.
We also want to put them inside the outer leaves. So we're gonna do one like right in there. One in here. Like that. Even in here. So this is gonna melt together and be delicious.
Now we're gonna put the breadcrumb. You're gonna do with your finger like this.
Okay. So
I
do
show you
first. Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Like this, see?
So here it's really, really important to use your fingers because you want to make sure that you stuff the artichokes really thoroughly. And with a spoon, it's just not going to get inside the little crevices. You want to really push all the stuffing inside.
Okay.
That looks
Get it.
awesome. And we're going to put them in our pot. Okay.
This.
And now we're just going to repeat this process for the rest of them. Okay, so now we have stuffed all of our artichokes so beautifully. That stuffing is way in there. And now we're going to finish it off.
A little bit of Parmesan on top.
A little Parmigiano on top, right? Never hurt nobody.
This is gonna melt. Yeah.
Nonna, you were trying to do this when we weren't filming it. Then the people, they don't see. Okay, this is going to be so great because this is going to melt so nicely on top. It's going to have so much flavor. That's enough? What do you think?
That's enough.
Okay. Okay, so now we have thoroughly stuffed our artichokes. That stuffing is all pressed in there. We topped it with cheese. What else we got to do?
I'm just going to put a drop of oil in each one. That's it.
Okay, just a little drizzle of extra virgin olive oil over each one because you don't want them to be dry.
Esatto.
Beautiful. So now these are going to go right on to the stove for just a few minutes. How long are we going to cook on the stove?
Well, we're going to cook this for about maybe 20, 30 minutes.
So we're going to cover these for about 20 minutes, like you said, and all the steam inside is going to start to cook our artichokes, and then we're going to finish them in the oven. So we'll show you what it's like right before they go in the oven. Okay, so our artichokes are all done on our stovetop. We've been boiling them for about 25 minutes, and the reason being that we went a little bit longer is because these are larger artichokes. So Nonna was checking them every once in a while and poking a fork in them, and then she even added a little bit more water, about a quarter cup of water. She was afraid they were going to dry out, so she just added a little more moisture to the mix. And then if you can see that they're pretty tender with a fork. So these are pretty much done. But these are going to go right into a 400-degree oven for about 10 to 15 minutes. Again, depending on the size of your artichokes. Larger artichokes, of course, will take a little bit longer on the stove as well as in the oven. And we're really just doing this for color at this point. For color, and we want to crisp the top just a little bit. So we're going to put those in the oven, take them out, and then we're going to show you our finished stuffed artichokes. Okay, so our artichokes just came out of the oven, and we've been letting them cool for just a little bit, but they smell amazing, and they got nice color.
They're beautiful. They look very good.
They're gorgeous artichokes, gorgeous. So are we going to taste one?
Yes.
Okay, which one do you want?
Anyone. They all look good. Get this one. Yeah.
This one's the pretty one?
Yeah.
Ooh, that looks amazing. And we got to put a little juice?
Yeah, on top.
Spoon a little bit of the broth from the bottom. How beautiful does that look? So I'm just going to move this right into the corner. So we got a good shot. That looks so great.
Now you cut in half.
Oh, well, we got to taste the leaves first, right?
Taste the leaf, yeah.
All those leaves, if you see, just with your fingers, pull them apart. And in these leaves, we put our cheese. And it's so yummy. Oh, that looks so good.
Cook.
And these, we can eat?
Yeah.
Oh, I ate it wrong. I'm sorry.
Good.
This is the real Sicilian way to eat these.
Delicious.
So you got all the breadcrumbs.
And the almond and the cheese. They all taste good.
So yummy. The almonds really do give it a really nice flavor and texture. And now we're going to cut one?
Yeah.
You want to do it? You're the boss. Oh, that looks so good. So good.
You can put a little juice here.
A little more juice, no problem.
Yeah. Taste. Okay.
Okay. So I'm just going to take some of this here.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. That tastes wonderful.
Get a little bit of breadcrumb.
Okay. Nonna says taste it again. I gotta taste it again. I didn't do a good job the first time.
Very good.
It's so good. It's so flavorful.
Yes.
You really taste the cheese, the garlic, all the almonds inside. Give it a really nice crunch. Oh, this is amazing. And now I know exactly why this is one of the most popular recipes on cookingwithnonna.com.
Delicious.
And I'm so glad you were here to teach me how to make this and that you were my Nonna today.
I want to thank you for the
Mwah.
good time. I had a very good time today.
And you're going to come back and have
Yes,
more good times,
yes.
right? Because you know how to
I'm
make a
gonna
lot
come.
of things.
Yeah, I'm gonna come back.
So if you guys enjoyed seeing Nonna Angelina in action, leave a nice comment in the comments below. Find this recipe in the link below on cookingwithnonna.com. Like us on Facebook and share all these recipes. And I will see you guys next time. Ciao!
Ciao.